It's round 3 of the World Touring Car Championships from a warm and sunny Valencia, and this is the first of the day's 2 races from Spain. Track temperature 28 degrees for the first morning race, in contrast to an incredible 50 degrees C for qualifying. We are 20 kilometres northwest of Valencia itself, 4.005 kilometres this track, and Valencia, the first corner in particular, always we can guarantee some drama, and we weren't disappointed in race 1 this morning. The qualifying session saw Britain's James Thompson claim a surprise pole position for the N Technology Alfa Romeo team, pipping his former teammate Ivan Muller's Seat by just 1,000th of a second. Defending champion Andy Prio finished qualifying strongly in his BMW Team UK 320SI to take 3rd place, despite carrying 45 kilos of success ballast. So 3 different manufacturers in the top 3 qualifying places. A rolling start, of course, on race 1 on World Touring Car weekend, and as I said, the notorious opening corner in Valencia claiming some more victims. Thompson getting off to a good start with Ivan Muller breathing down his neck, while the leading Chevrolet of Nicola Larini made up 4 places from the start to slip past Muller into 2nd. But then came the carnage. Seat teammates Gabriele Tarquini and Tiago Montero appearing to make contact, pushing Tarquini into the BMW of Felix Portero. Britain's Rob Huff in the Chevy also taken out, while Portero also collected his teammate Alex Zanardi. So those 5 cars all wiped out in the first corner, along with leading independent Robert Colciago's Italian Leon Seat. Championship leader Augusto Farfus also dropping down to 17th after spinning in that melee. Luckily the front runners avoiding the carnage, that shunt bringing out the safety car for 3 laps, allowing those remaining to bunch up behind the leader Thompson. So Thompson in the lead, Nicola Larini in 2nd, Ivan Muller in 3rd, and Jordi Genet in 4th place. Thompson having an excellent weekend with the N Technology Alfa Romeo 156. Maybe an old car, but they've really got it working well. So the safety car coming out on lap 1 while they cleared the debris, and Thompson and the front runners were allowed to get away. Luckily they weren't caught up in it. It was pretty much from the middle of the pack getting caught up in it, and you can see there the dejected drivers walking away. That's your first race over in the first corner. So the safety car out for 3 laps, in fact, before they could restart. But thankfully it's not the weekend over, as you do still have race 2 of the weekend to get yourself back into the points, get that car back in the garage, get the gravel cleared out of it in particular. Here we go again then with the restart. Look at them bunched up into that first corner. The Seat teammates Tarquini and Montero appearing to make contact first, which sparked the whole thing off, pushing Tarquini into the BMW of Felix Portero. Rob Huff there in the Chevy, you can see spinning out, and Portero also collecting his teammate Alex Zanardi. So 5 cars, along with the independent leader Roberto Colciago in the Seat Italia Leon, all being wiped out in that first corner shunt. Really did lose control of it there, did Tarquini. So the safety car out in the first lap in Valencia. Race 1 of the day from round 3 of the World Touring Car Championships in Valencia, with pole sitter James Thompson still leading the way in the N Technology Alfa Romeo 156. Thompson and the other front runners avoiding a first corner pile-up which wiped out half a dozen cars, but there was more drama to come on lap 12 of the race. We're on board here with championship reigning champion Andy Priaulx in the BMW 320. Thompson leading, but that shunt there, Tom Coronel Seat hitting Stefano D'Este's BMW, which also caught championship leader Augusto Farfus. A dreadful start to the day for the Brazilian, who also got caught up in the opening corner pile-up. Farfus victorious here in Spain last year, but no joy for him so far today. A chance to make amends in race 2. That put him right at the back of the pile. There you can see a real sandwich there between those 3 cars, running out onto the gravel. With Coronel sandwiched between Stefano D'Este and Augusto Farfus. But yet again, like the first corner pile-up, the leading runners were able to escape unscathed, and we're on board again with Andy Priaulx as they cut the losses. The Brazilian Augusto Farfus, his car coming in, clearing the gravel out, getting it sorted out for race 2. Nothing to be had from race 1, so you might as well get that car back in the garage and get it sorted out to try and make amends going into the second race of the weekend. We've seen 4 different winners in the opening 4 races of the championship so far this year. Jorg Müller and Augusto Farfus taking the top spot on the podium in the opening weekend in Brazil. Alain Menu and Gabriele Tarquini tasting the winner's champagne in Zandvoort. But the front 3 pretty much unchanged from the start. James Thompson, the pole sitter, ahead of Nicola Larini, Ivan Muller and Jordi Genet, with Andy Priaulx there in 5th place. As we go into the penultimate lap in Valencia. Thompson qualifying just 1,000th of a second ahead of his old teammate Ivan Muller in qualifying. And yet to pick up his first points of the season, James Thompson, but was on course to do so in race 1 this afternoon. We're riding on board with him here on lap 14, the penultimate lap in Valencia. They've been working closely with Thompson, the N Technology team, pretty much a privateer team now. No factory backing really at all from Alfa, although it is considered a factory team, one of the 4 factory teams in World Touring Cars. But Thompson, I know, has been working closely with them. He said they've had to adapt the car to him. It's taken a while, but appears to be proving fruitful in Valencia this weekend. That Alfa Romeo 156 out in front from start to finish as we go into the last lap. Nicola Larini in second, with something flapping from the back of the car there, but not troubling him too much. Ivan Muller in third, Jordi Genet in fourth, and Andy Priaulx still in 5th. That top 5 pretty much static for much of the race, since we had the early drama with the safety car coming out in lap 1 after a first corner shunt. And then more drama on lap 12, which again thankfully left the front runners unscathed. So James Thompson on course to pick up his first points of the season and the first win of the season for the N Technology Alfa Romeo team. Not the best of races for Andy Priaulx, the reigning champion. He really came through the pack late on to finish third in qualifying and start in third. But no podium place for Prio this time out in race 1 in Valencia. But progress, steady progress continuing to be made by the Chevrolet team in World Touring Cars, with Nicola Larini bringing home the Chevrolet in second. But it's James Thompson winning race 1 in Valencia. He goes over towards his pit crew. You can imagine how delighted they are. Very little in the way of factory backing from Alfa. It really is a family team in all senses of the word. You can see their delight there. And the 2 times British touring car champion James Thompson, winner of race 1 in Valencia. So of course he will start 8th on the grid in race 2. The front 8 finishers in race 1 start in reverse on race 2. So that means Georg Muller will start race 2 in pole position. Good work by the German as well, having qualified back on the 7th row of the grid. Muller's teammate Augusto Farfus, the leader of the championship going into this weekend, will start at the back of the grid after that retirement. The team pulling him out with 2 laps to go. He was well down the field, damage limitation, getting the car in and getting it sorted ahead of race 2 this afternoon. So it may be an old car, but it's done the business for James Thompson and the N Technology team in the morning race in Valencia. And so there you see James Thompson ahead of Nicola Larini and Ivan Muller. So 3 different manufacturers in the top 3 places in race 1 in Valencia. Despite not finishing race 1, Farfus still leads the Drivers' Championship going into this afternoon's race 2. Guernterman Andy Prio has closed the gap to just 3 points after his 5th place finish.